Hey y'all, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Let's talk about Porsha and Shamia. I feel like all is definitely not well between the girlies. It sounds like the girls are fighting. Now we're going to get into it. I want to talk a little bit about what Kandi said. I want to talk about her response. And I want to give you guys my opinion on the whole Porsha and Shamia beef that I think is brewing and we're probably going to see this new season. Now, if you're new to this channel, please smash that subscribe button and turn on all your notifications so you know every single time that I post. And everyone, please like, please share. And don't forget to let me know what you think in the comment section below. Now, let's get into it. So, Kandi weighed in on the whole Porsha and Shamia relationship on her podcast, right? Somebody basically said that she loves how Kandi supports her friends and asked why Porsha hasn't supported Shamia's new song on her page like everyone else. And I'm just like, okay, valid question. But why are you asking Kandi though? Why not ask Porsha? I feel like that's the thing with all these reality TV stars. They be wanting to start drama. And I'm not surprised that if indeed Porsha and Shamia are having beef, that I'm not surprised they are. Because if you read every comment is, Porsha is jealous of Shamia. Shamia is da-da-da. Porsha is this. Guys, stay out of it. And let these people handle things like grown folks. Like if we're out here saying, oh, this person is jealous and this is this, even if there isn't jealousy in there, you are probably going to be adding a little, it's like you're adding fuel to the fire. Let's say they already have things they have to deal with. And then some of y'all are in the comments saying you're jealous of Shamia or you're jealous of Porsha. What do you think is going to happen? Especially if it's a lot of people. It starts to sow seeds of discord. So I think we need to be careful with that. Yes, we can address it. We can talk about what we're seeing. But don't be going on people's comments to be saying you're jealous of this person. Say your opinions. Have a YouTube channel if you want to have your opinions. Or be in the comment section of those YouTube channels saying your opinions. Or join the live. But when you're in the comment section of this person saying this about them, it's like, what are we doing? I know people would say, yes, they're reality TV stars, and I get it. But at the same time, I feel like there is a balance. Like, let these people come on the show. Watch the show. There's only been 2 episodes of the show. And you're already in the comments, Porsha is jealous of you, all that kind of stuff. What do you think is going to happen in that relationship? It will take a lot for them to both still remain friends after this because the public has such strong opinions about their friendship. I feel like it's going to have them reevaluating oh wow, was she even a good friend to me? Also, my advice to Porsha and Shamia, stay off the social media comments. Focus on actually getting to the root of what your issues are. Now, I do feel like Porsha and Shamia do have issues. And I'll talk about what I think it is in a second. I want to focus on what Kandi had to say. So Kandi said she feels like Shamia and Porsha had some issues during the season and are currently not messing with each other. But they are sort of doing the fake, we're cool, even though reality, they're not cool. Because also, they don't want to give away anything that's happened on the season. Let's be clear. Even a blind man can see that there's some issues brewing between Porsha and Shamia. We've talked about it. I remember even there were rumors when the season was filming about there being some beef between Porsha and Shamia. So we all know it's going to come up at some point. But people then decided to be bone carriers to go over to Porsha and say that Kandi said she doesn't like Shamia. And I'm like, what in the world? Why do people do that? If you're going to carry the bone, then at least be truthful about what the person said. So Porsha came on live and she was addressing it. She said she doesn't believe they're as cool as they used to be. That's what she thinks Kandi would have said, but not that she doesn't like Shamia. She basically said that she has certain expectations and then things start to turn around on her without her knowing, and that can change any relationship. I do feel like a lot has changed in their dynamics. I feel like Shamia is loving being the it girl this season. I feel like Porsha is going through a lot and probably feels like she needs a bit more of her friend. I do feel like Porsha is lashing out in this season because of everything that is going on with her. And I think that she needs to, like, yeah, some of the things that you're feeling could be valid, but then I feel like there are better ways to address things, especially if this is your friend. There's nothing wrong with sitting your friend down, having a genuine conversation to try to resolve what is going on outside of the cameras and make sure that you guys are tight. See how you and Frick and Frack, which one? I don't know who's who, but Frick and Frack are always like kicking, and they both know, in my opinion, that their friendship is good for TV. And I feel like Porsha and Shamia's friendship could also have been good for TV if they did what they were supposed to do. You're not meant to allow TV nonsense to come in between you guys. It doesn't make sense. And I think both parties are responsible for that, in my opinion. So Porsha was basically asking people to stop staring Ish up and that they just want free tea. Now, people were asking Porsha why she didn't post Shamia's song on her story. And she was like, Shamia didn't send it to her. And she guesses she sent it to everyone else to post, but didn't send it to her, so she didn't have to post. I'm like, okay. Now, let's be clear. It's in two folds. On the one hand, if your friend brings out something, even if they didn't tell you about it, it's like, okay, support it nonetheless. However, I could also understand if I'm your best friend or I'm meant to be your best friend, I don't know you're recording, I don't know you have a song coming out, and then when the song comes out, you don't even tell me about it, and then I go on social media and I find it. So I can understand both perspectives. Now, would I still post it just because I'm a kind person? I personally would post it, but not everybody's like that. Some people are petty. Some people are like, nah, we were on the phone last week, you didn't tell me about nothing. So no, I am not going to post your song. No, I am not going to help you promote anything. So that's why I said I can see both sides depending on where it is. Now, she did also talk about Drew. She said that a lot of people didn't want Drew back, and I agree. A lot of people were hating on Drew bad last season, calling her all types of liars. And I remember I was one of those people that were like, okay, bring Drew back. But now I'm just like, yeah, Drew, what is going on? I'm going to give it the whole season, watch and see. But I agree with her. Lots of people weren't really feeling her at all. And I understand where Porsha is coming from. I feel like a lot of people feel like because of what happened with Fallon, that Porsha does not have the right to feel a certain type of way. I feel like two things can be true. You can feel some type of way because somebody that you supported and was loyal to did not have the decency to give you a heads up when it came to booking a shoot for your brand, when it came to filming with your baby daddy. She could have just given you a text message. It didn't even have to be a call. It could have been a heads up call, a text message. I don't think that it's fair that people feel like Porsha does not ever have a right to be upset because of the wrong that she did. Let's be clear. Even if Porsha is a bad friend, I definitely think she's questionable as a friend, but what we have seen is she has supported Drew. When everybody was dragging Drew for the way she looks and her hair and stuff, guess what she did? Got her some hair, got her a brand deal with her brand, and made her an ambassador, right? When everyone was calling her all types of liars, guess who she called? Almost so frantic, like she wanted to cry. Porsha. So let's be clear, that shows that there was some level of friendship or relationship there. So the least you can do is give me a heads up. And I feel like people are thinking, they keep seeing Porsha with the lens of Fallon, and I know how it's hard to not do that. But let's be objective. People have different relationships with different people. Just because you feel like she hasn't been a good friend to Shamia, you don't know the ins and outs of their relationship. You don't know what happened in their relationship previously that we have not been privy to. But what we do know is that Porsha and Drew, at least there was support there. There was loyalty there. There was, every time people were saying, oh, Drew this, Porsha was writing for her constantly, supporting her through that. Drew has never said that Porsha has not been supportive or there for her, ever. Okay? So if we're saying that, then let's think about it. Consider it on an individual circumstance. Has what Porsha done for Drew, is that enough for her to expect just a text message, a heads up? I think absolutely. So I think if we get out of our feelings about Porsha, get out of our feelings about how she treated Fallon, get out of our feelings how she treated Shamia, and address this individual issue. People can be amazing friends to one person. They could be terrible friends to other people. That doesn't mean that they are not entitled to have the love and support, especially of the person that they were friends or they showed up for. So I feel like two things can be true. It's interesting because a friend of mine, we're having conversations about this. I think she was more leaning to the side of Drew, and I was more leaning to the side of both are wrong. Drew could have given her a heads up. Porsha was emotional about having the conversation publicly. She could have said, okay, let me pull you to the side. You're my friend. Let's have a conversation. But she didn't do that. She had it on TV in front of everybody. Even if she wanted to have it on TV, she could have said, okay, let me have it outside of the girlies. So I do think that both had things that they did wrong. But I don't think it's fair for people to feel like Porsha cannot call out Drew because of her relationship with Fallon. Yes, it's a bit of a pot calling kettle black. But in this specific instance with Drew, I think she has earned the right to expect a heads up. But let me know what you guys think. You guys are allowed to disagree with me. It's all cool, calm, and collected over on this side. But be respectful in the chat so you don't get blocked. And that is it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button, and tap that bell button so you know every single time that I post. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.